Good morning. It's Thursday, May 6th or 7th, I believe, one of the above. We're back in Castor. Spring is springing. The leaves are on the trees. And we're going to take a quick walk through Powell's Park. Maybe go and check the mail. And talk a little bit about some of the stuff that's going on. I think the first thing is we had a little fun with Sarah. And she, of course, has to remain somewhat politically neutral, said that she wanted, as she's the only conservative in the House, a Pierre Poilievre sign, as Poilievre is running in this riding after being defeated in Ontario. So I said, you know, as there's only been orange and brown on the lawn, right? I mean, I was feisty, and then I said, well, we'll have to make a democratic decision here. And because of the fact that, you know, you are here and you live here off and on, we'll let you have your Pierre Poilievre sign. So I got her a Pierre Poilievre sign. Good luck, Pierre. Actually, I don't think he's going to be opposed by very many people. I know the Alberta Separatists are going down, and they're going to run a candidate, which is the People's Party of Canada. This guy is basically a separatist, though. But as you can tell, it's a windy day, so let's go for a walk. Anyway, so this is indeed one of the towns in the riding of Battle River, Crowfoot. You can see the wind whistling through the trees. But like I say, spring is here, the grass is greening, and we're just going to take a walk down to the park, see if there's any puddle ducks and geese on the ponds. Oh, the boys are over there barking away at me. Castor Creek, they ponded out a bit throughout the town. Makes it very beautiful. What used to be where this big yellow house is now, what used to be where there was the old creamery where they used to make butter and margarine. I wish they'd bring back the old town creameries. That was good, especially with the cost of milk in the stores, because of mainly due to transportation costs. But here we go. We're coming up to the first of the ponds. But it's been very breezy the last couple of days. So there's a small duck out on the pond today. Usually there's quite a few geese, because the geese go around the pond to lay their eggs. And have their families in the spring. Oh, there they are. I'm just going to go over to the next pond here. A little bit less breeze over on the other side, so they're congregated over here. Castor is a beautiful, beautiful town. Runs about 1,000 people. See all the geese and the ducks having a swim. Of course, along the edge of the pond here, there is some eggs in the center island that they built a nest on. But let's see if we can get them coming towards us. Yeah, so, and Some of those are Saskatoon berry bushes, so they'll have berries on them. But Castor lies on what is the largest migratory bird route in all of Canada. Oh, and there you go. Now you know it's spring. Dandelions! There'll be 100,000 more of this. The old bulrushes on the side of the corner. Every once in a while, the beavers, of course, which is the town is named after, Castor, will move in here, and they got to move them back out. They had planted all these beautiful trees in a special memorial garden, and the first thing that happened was a beaver started sniffing, and guess what? Oh, we'll eat those, chew them up. So they took every tree, so they had to replant every last one of them. There's a duck over there. Careful, there's a blackbird. Got a lot to say. But this is what's called Powell's Park, named after the Powell's family. And it stretches all the way through town. It's a long hiking trail. Supposed to go up to about 26 to 27 degrees Celsius today, and we're sitting down now. But with the wind, I don't think it's going to be as high. But there were a few things that I wanted to say today, and it's mainly around the by-election that's coming up. And the first person I want to go after today is Danielle Smith. Danielle, we're Canadians. We're not separatists. We're Albertans, yes, but we're Canadians first, always. And it's unfortunate what you're doing. It's actually terrible what you're doing. Because I'll tell you something right now. In the 1980s, when things got really bad out here in Alberta because the oil prices had decreased, I left for Ontario. And I was met with open arms, and I worked in Ontario for a number of years before coming back. Basically, we lived there from 1985 to 1997, and we came back. But the fact of the matter is that because I'm a Canadian, I was allowed to do all those things and have all those, the privilege of being able to do so. This I will tell you, and I hope the wind's not carrying or interfering with this too much, is that nobody comes by Alberta by chance. We have all immigrated here in one way or another. For me, it was my great-grandparents who came in and read the stake numbers from Eastern Canada to start their first farm. For many, it was the draw of the oil field that brought them here and the hope of prosperity during a time of boom. Now, it's not a time of boom. And you're using your propaganda to hide the fact of how bad Alberta is in trouble. With the oil prices hovering between $55 and $57 a barrel, Alberta oil is basically being extracted from the ground for nothing. It's not making us any money. And you have chosen to say this is all the blame of the federal government. It's not. It's not. Yeah, we do need a pipeline out to the eastern gate. Yeah, we do need the liquid natural gas pipelines. Fine. I'm pretty sure they're going to be built by one government or the next. So that's the least of my worries. What does worry me is disguised in rhetoric is the fact is that Alberta is in trouble. And you're in trouble as well. And you know it. You caught yourselves up in so many scandals that you don't know how to get out of Alberta separation. There's no way to get out. And Pierre Poilievre's, I think I can sympathize with you. She's going to make your job absolutely, getting elected in this riding absolutely miserable. Right? And my choice would have been that he would have been acclaimed. That's not going to happen because the People's Party of Canada, who I call the Separatists because the guy is a separatist, are going to run a candidate. And then, of course, the people who are supporting proportional representation are going to load up the ballot with 85 or 95 people. Well, enough of that. All right, I believe in proportional representation too. As a New Democrat, it's been on the books for years. But that's not what this is about. This is a riding where the Conservatives get traditionally 82 or better % of the popular vote. It's the most conservative riding in the country. Just leave it alone. We got to get down to the business. Mr. Poilievre, Mr. Kearney, Don Davies, and the Bloc Québécois leader have got to sit down and put a stop to the American annexation ideas and a lot of the other stuff that Trump is doing in our country. And I think it's unfortunate, Danielle, that you're trying to pull this off. As I said to Pierre, you have my sympathy on this one. This should not be happening. She should not be using Alberta to propel propaganda because she's in trouble and try and focus the blame on anybody else but her doorstep. And it should fall on her doorstep. It should fall Alberta government straight down the line because they have always put their eggs all into the one basket, oil and natural gas. Well, things in oil and natural gas have gone to crap. The price is low, Alberta's not taking the revenues, and now she's in fiscal and financial trouble. So she's going to take the opportunity to blame the East. Danielle, we all come from the East. I'm born and raised, educated in this province, went to college in this province. But my heritage comes from Eastern Canada, before that Ireland. So if I say I'm an Albertan through and through, yeah, that's true. But I mean, I'm also a Canadian, and damn well proud to be. So let's go for a walk and enjoy a walk. And maybe, Danielle, you can get it into your own mind that the way to get through this is to build a better economy and one that's not totally based on the petrochemical industry. If you can't get by that, you should not be Premier of the province of Alberta. Simple as that. And I don't think he will be after the next election. So there's my opinion for the day. But let's go back to walking. Anyway. I really do like my Omni Action Pro 5. It's a great little camera. And this here is the Castor Hospital. The old part was the old convent and hospital. It's considered one of the most haunted places in all of Alberta. And beside that is Terracetta School, named for St. Therese of Lisieux. And Karen, who works on the other side of that, is where the nursing home is, and across from there, the street from there, is the Seniors Lodge. But you see, the park really wraps around. It's nice to see spring after a winter. This is the flood channels, because it does flood down in here and down at the base of the hill. So they open that up, turn on this pump. And these are the memorial trees, what's left of them. And as you can see, they're starting to sprout back up again. But the trees, with the exception of that little guy, were all chewed up by the beavers. You might have forgotten. One culvert leading into the next part of the creek, to this pond here. course, there's some ducks on this pond as well. Balanced. Here's the gazebo they built a few years back. Like I say, there's several different breeds of ducks here because of the being on the migratory route. That looks like a pintail. There they are. These are just little tiny ducks. That's what they get. Bridge here. There's a look at them out on a morning swim where they lay their eggs. Pretty soon these ponds will be full of little tiny ducks and geese. Go home and put the editor on this and I'll get a really close-up look at these guys as they swim about. Those are both female mallards. And there's the back of Terracetta School. That is a Catholic school in town. It's K-9. And then the kids go all to the same high school, which is Gasletter. And there's the entryway. It says, of course, Powell's Park. More memorial trees and plants that they're putting up. People who have lived in the town for years and years. And it's a nice way to remember those people who came here before us We've been in town for close to 20-25 years. My guess is that if we don't pass along here, we'll probably wind up back in the city closer to where our kids are, or possibly back in the city of Toronto. You never know. But we're gonna go up this hill. This is actually a really pretty house on the inside. A few fireplaces. This is where a social studies teacher used to live in. A new house on there. And beside that was her mother's house. And it's also brand new because the one that was there, which was the Rob's Nest bed and breakfast, burned down. As you can see, walking down the middle of the street in town is not necessarily appreciated, but we don't have enough traffic to really worry about it, so it gives a better view. Now this house here is one of the oldest houses in Castor. It's a stone house built with the stone from the creek, the sandstone. It is one of the few heritage properties in town. I do believe there's a plaque in front of it. But like I say, it was hand built using rocks that came out of river. G'day, g'day.
Hi, come on, okay, we gotta go.
Okay.
Have a good day.
You too, take care. There. It's built in 1910. And it's, like I say, carved from the sandstone. Absolutely beautiful place. The person who lives there takes care of people who are not quite ready to go to the nursing home or the lodge, and mainly for the use of respite care. And that is where they stay. The woman with the dog is one of the cooks who works at the hospital, the kitchen staff, and she's actually going over and checking up on Dr. Wieselman, who's getting up there. He lives in that house. He's no longer practicing medicine. He's seeing me carrying my camera, wondering what I'm up to today. And we're back to just about where we started this little walk today. Hope you enjoyed it. Remember that like and subscribe here on YouTube, or follow us on Facebook, Bruce and Karen Baker, of course on YouTube and TikTok. It's Outlaw Radio 1960. We'll be glad to have you like and subscribe. Follow us along. We're getting out throughout the province of Alberta this summer, and we hope you enjoy a lot of the content that we're bringing to you. In the meantime, and in between time, have a good day. I'm going to go cook myself some lunch, get this video in the can, as it were, and enjoy the rest of this beautiful spring day.